Things brewing with the Oilers could shake up the whole season. The NHL salary cap just shifted, and that's making every move toward the cup a lot trickier. On top of that, there's a major roster decision coming up this year, and a new X factor is lurking, ready to pop off when you least expect it. Stick around and I'll break down how all of this could shape Edmonton's chase for the Stanley Cup. If you're a true fan who loves the Oilers, hit subscribe now to help our community hit 1,000 subs and show just how strong Oil Country is. Ever feel that preseason NHL anxiety, Oilers fans? That buzz where every trade, every contract extension, every move could make or break your team's shot at glory? That's exactly where Edmonton is right now. In recent years, the league's salary cap has been creeping up steadily, giving teams more room to sign players or absorb tricky contracts. But for us in Edmonton, that freedom isn't all that simple. Picture this: more money to spend, more flexibility to bring in reinforcements, but every single dollar still matters. That's the spot the Oilers find themselves in heading into next season, with massive contracts already eating up a big chunk of the cap. And that's where the tension kicks in. Edmonton wants another Stanley Cup, but with some roster holes and little wiggle room, every decision is a high-stakes gamble. Here's the heart of it: the rising NHL salary cap, which could have been an opportunity, is actually a challenge for the Oilers. With sky-high paychecks for stars like Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Darnell Nurse, there's barely any space left for strategic tweaks. McDavid's clocking in around $15 million, Draisaitl and Nurse over $9.5 million each, and that's before factoring in other key contracts. With few tradable assets, even one misstep could cost the team dearly in the hunt for a third straight cup final. GM Stan Bowman knows the margin for error is slim. The NHL has also tightened LTIR loopholes, cutting off a potential financial cushion. That means Edmonton will need to be clever and precise with every move, juggling talent and cap space at the same time. Meanwhile, fans are on edge, wondering, can the team assemble a competitive roster without blowing their flexibility? Or will this salary pressure trip them up in the cup chase? So what do you think? Can Edmonton rise above this financial squeeze and bring home the Stanley Cup? Or will the cap be an impossible hurdle? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to share this video, leave your comment, and hit subscribe. The more fans weighing in, the stronger our Oilers community gets, and the more fun it is to follow every move toward glory. The Oilers season is just kicking off, and the behind-the-scenes storylines are already heating up. Between cap shifts, strategic decisions, and a player ready to explode, every second matters. You won't want to miss the next update, which will show exactly how Edmonton could position itself for the Cup. Trust me, big things are coming. Ever notice how the free agent market can flip a team's fortunes in a single summer? For Edmonton, the 2024 signings were crucial to putting them on the doorstep of another Cup. But not every player who came in back then has a guaranteed spot this season. Some have moved on, others are still around. One returning player is veteran defenseman Josh Brown, who might not be a household name yet. And that's where the dilemma starts. His spot in the main lineup isn't set in stone. Brown signed a 3-year, $1 million per season deal during free agency. In his first and only season with Edmonton, he played just 10 games and picked up 1 assist. He was brought in for size, physicality, and defensive potential. Even so, he hasn't really stood out, except for moments like that heated scrap with Zach Maswan midseason. Beyond that, most fans barely noticed him. Here's the main point: Brown's in a tricky spot. 2 years remain on his contract, but securing a regular spot on the roster won't be easy this season. The Oilers' blue line is already stacked, and there's a new crop of hungry young defenders pushing for ice time. For someone like Brown, no longer a rookie but not a seasoned vet, the odds of sticking as a starter are slim. At over 30 years old, he needs to prove his value. His defense is solid, but his offense is lacking. Just 1 point last season, with a career high of 10 points in 51 games. His average ice time in his best season was just 14.45, showing coaches aren't fully trusting him in high-pressure situations. To get another shot in the NHL, he'll need to step up at both ends of the rink. The Oilers have options: keep him as a veteran presence in the development squad to mentor young defensemen, or explore a trade for a prospect or draft capital. Whatever they choose, it needs to balance his future and the team's success. What do you think, Oilers fans? How should the team handle Josh Brown? Share your take in the comments. If you think the Oilers have this all under control, think again. With massive contracts, crucial decisions, and an X factor ready to shake things up, every move counts. The next update will lay out the plays that could define the season and the team's future. Stick around, because this one's going to keep every Edmonton fan on the edge of their seat. Now let's talk about a player who might not grab headlines yet, but whose impact is becoming impossible to ignore. The league is starting to notice, and Oilers fans need to pay attention. I'm talking about Vasili Podkolzin. Picked 10th overall by Vancouver in the 2019 draft, expectations were sky high. Coming from the KHL, he had the potential to shine alongside Elias Pettersson. But a prospect's path is rarely smooth, and Podkolzin's journey proved that. After ups and downs in Vancouver, he found a fresh start in Edmonton. Here, he fit into a system that plays to his strengths and finally got a chance to show what makes him a competitor. The move also gave him playoff experience in a new city. His story is compelling, from Moscow to North America, via Vancouver, to the Oilers. His debut showed promise, but adapting wasn't easy. There were call-ups and send-downs between the NHL and AHL before he finally found his place with Edmonton. In Edmonton, Podkolzin quietly made a mark. He played all 82 games in 2024-25, scored 24 points, but it's the little things that stood out, leading the team in hits, bringing energy, and staying consistent in the playoffs under pressure. The Oilers' style suits him perfectly. Quick, smart, competitive, and physical. He started developing chemistry with Draisaitl, especially on attack cycles and transitions. If that connection sticks, his role could grow even more in 2025-26. Now in the final year of his contract at 24, highly motivated, and with real ice time to prove himself, Podkolzin could reach a whole new level. The mix of stability, coaching trust, and playoff experience could push him into a key role. What can we expect? He could become a steady 35 to 40 point scorer, or push into 45 to 55 points with more power play time. In an ideal scenario, he could hit 60-plus points and become a critical piece in playoff series. So, what do you think? Can Podkolzin take the next step and become the kind of difference maker every championship team needs? Comment, share this story, and subscribe to stay on top of everything Oilers and NHL.